Dougie Hitchcock here with you, TV88, marathonflorida.com, and of course my man Cliff here. He is the man behind TV88, marathonflorida.com. And coming up in January of 2020, first weekend, the 3rd through the 5th, it is going to be an incredible music event at the Marathon Community Park, the Marathon Amphitheater. It is going to be put on by Conch Records, and it's going to be a whole bunch of great, incredible, world-class local musicians and local artists and entertainers performing, and also we'll be shooting videos for it. It is the Conch Records Music Video Fest of 2020. And Cliff, last year was just incredible. You can go to the website, it's conchrecords.com, and you can see a lot of the videos from that Music Video Fest from last year. Also, a lot of music videos from artists all over the Keys, whether they were shot down in Key West, shot up in Isla Morada at Founders Park for the Bay Jam Music Festival we do each year, or any of the other ones we do, up at the Caribbean Club, all kinds of places. But the local musicians here in the Florida Keys, world class all the way. A lot of these guys and gals both, they could probably go and play at any studio across the country when they were needed and perform, and also put on great shows. They are just incredible. And Cliff, you know, the local talent pool that we have to grab from,
phenomenal.
They come from all over the country, just like we did, from different places, and they come down here and they find a roost and they find a niche, and there you have it. And they're here with us. Incredible songwriters. I mean, all the original music that they do is incredible, isn't it?
So when we put on an event here, and we're putting on a music fest, which we like to make into a music video fest because we want everybody highlighted into music videos, collages, tributes, whatever they want to do. And but we're dealing with people that really are very extremely talented. The only flaw that they have is they live down here, so they don't have an opportunity to play in front of big crowds.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the whole purpose is of the Conch Records Music Video Fest is. And I'm just going to correct one thing. It's not put on by Conch Records. The first couple were, but now it's put on by the musicians and the stagehands and the production crew.
And you use all locals for that too, right?
Everybody's local.
All the sound equipment, the sound staging, and everything like that is all done locally, isn't it?
Even from you people, including you people from Tavernier.
Yeah, and we thank you very much. We thank you very much, by the way. And it's a pleasure for me to be doing this too, man.
Oh, you are outstanding.
It's a joy.
Let me just do a little recap of how we met. I knew of you. I've heard you on the radio. You're just like another DJ. Then I bumped into you. We started talking. I said, you know, we were getting close to the pentathlon, and I said, I'm looking for an MC.
Well, that was the day that we met at the Bay Jam Festival, and like 5 minutes after we started talking, you had me on camera interviewing Stephanie Quayle, one of the artists that day.
Exactly.
Which was incredible.
And you did such a great job. I mean, she's incredible.
She was awesome. Yeah. She was.
But you did such a great job that I had you. I asked you if you wouldn't mind coming down to the pentathlon, and ladies and gentlemen, this man here just stole the show.
The pentathlon was a marathon of a morning too. That was a lot of stuff that happened in one morning.
It was a lot of fun.
It was, and a lot of good times too.
And the best part of that was 10 nonprofits shared on everything.
Yeah, exactly. That was very cool.
And they participated.
Yep. No, it was a great event. Very cool event, the Marathon Pentathlon. Definitely keep an ear open for that one coming up next year too. But back to this music festival we're going to be doing down there in Marathon, January 3rd through the 5th, right?
There's nobody in the Keys that plays music, involved with music, that's not going to come unless they're out of town.
Exactly. We're going to try to get everybody from Key Largo to Key West converge in the middle in Marathon. And I mean, some of the videos from last year, like the Durfels, those kids are amazing themselves. They're from my neck of the woods. They're from upstate New York.
That was their first music video.
Right.
I mean, that was their first music video of their first original song.
Right. And it was just
the only way to grow.
And the guys, you know, they come from Hockey Town. They do. And one of the guys, I forget the kid's name. One of the kids, he actually has his guitar is a hockey stick. It's amazing, though. The kids are incredible. They're high energy, and they're all brothers and sisters. It's all a family. And they used to travel all over the country.
They do again now.
Are they traveling again? And they came down here, and they fell in love with the Keys, and they made this one of their destinations at least once or twice a year. And that's how everybody got to know them down here too. You know, guys like John Bardis. Let's talk about John Bardis for a minute. I call him Mr. Marathon. The guy he's the size.
He has so much to talk about. It's going to be more than a minute, but go ahead.
Yeah, his heart is as big as his body, or bigger. You know, the guy, he's an incredible musician. He plays every instrument on the planet. He writes songs.
At the same time, through a looping machine.
Yeah, his voice is amazing. And the biggest thing about him that I love, and I've always loved about him, he has an open arm to anybody that needs help, that needs assistance, that needs guidance in the music world. Whether it's writing songs, writing music for the songs, writing lyrics, helping with recording and things like that, John helps people throughout the Keys doing that stuff.
Well, he did all the sound last year.
Right.
I didn't want to subject to put him in a position and ask him to be a part of that this year. I want him to perform.
Yeah, we all want him to perform because that's the best part of John Bardis, man. His voice is just, he's got such a deep voice, and it's just, it catches you. It pulls you in. And he pulls you in with the passion that he has for what he does, too. But there's no doubt about that.
There are a lot of very talented musicians here. John Bardis, we named him. We should be naming all the others, but
well, there's just so many of them, you know what I mean? You got Adrian, you got Richard Storm, another kid from in Marathon. I've known him since about 2001 for about 15, 16. I haven't seen him in a long time since I moved away from Marathon, and I live in the Upper Keys now. But man, I remember on Fridays and Saturday nights, it was a religion to go over there to the Brass Monkey and watch Richard and Freddie and Scotty Too Hottie and all those guys over there jam out with the Freddie Bye Band, and then to see the video that you guys shot of Rocket Man doing it.
That's how it got started.
Yeah, It Beats 40 Below and Shovel and Snow, one of the coolest songs ever written here in the Florida Keys, by the way, y'all. And to have all of those guys in the background playing the guitar and singing along with him, those were all of his friends. Those were all of his compadres, his mates, his friends and buddies and music friends, man.
Let me tell you how it started.
That was just really cool.
I was doing video work. The guy that was my right-hand guy, Justin, at the time, I said to him, what do you think we could do to make some money? And he said, how about if we do music videos? And I said, you know how to make music videos? He said, sure. I said, okay, let's find somebody to do a music video. I heard of Rocket Man before. I even saw him perform over at Porky's once, and great guy.
God bless his soul.
And so I went and talked to him, and I said, how would you like to have a nice, professionally made music video? Because I'm trying to promote ourselves to the world, and let's do a kick-ass music video for It Beats 40 Below. And he said, well, you got to invite all my friends. And in inviting all the friends, I said, if you come and back up Rocket Man, we'll do a music video for you. And so we did a music video for Dan Sullivan, Johnny Maddox. Who else was there?
Bardis, Mama Joe.
Joe Mama.
Joe Mama was there.
I got to look at Freddie Bye.
Freddie Bye was playing in the background.
Everybody that played with Rocket Man for the prior 50 years was there.
That's what I mean. That's what was so cool about that, man. Even Captain Spider was in the background. Even Captain Spider was there singing background with him, because I don't think he plays any instruments.
He was the guy that jumped on stage when it was all over.
Exactly, yeah. That was Spider-Man. That's my man Spider-Man. I hope you're doing good, by the way, Spider. He's another one that moved away, actually, not too long ago. I think he moved away even before Irma hit us, actually. Him and his wife had moved away.
But then we did a 2-day one back in, the first one was January. The first one was September 18th, 2012, and the second one I think was January 8th of 2014. And we haven't done one since because it's so much work putting on a music video fest. In the city, we have to go through council approval.
Exactly. It's not only
a lot of work.
It's not only lining up the bands and all the sound equipment, everything like that, and having them perform, but it's also getting the camera set up and the camera work.
Oh.
How many cameras did you set up that time? I mean, you had all kinds of different angles. You had them panning. Those had to be remotely operated, right?
There was a guy that was in the business. He had just entered the business of renting. What do you call those? GoPros.
Okay.
And so he had hundreds of them. And so I said, how would you like we'll make a video for you in return for letting us borrow some of the cameras. So we had them scattered all over the stage, along with 4 professional cameras.
Yeah, no, because I mean, it was neat, the panoramic views that you got of the amphitheater and everybody up on stage. You could see the entire, band. When Rocket Man was up there, that was really cool. It was awesome.
And then we made a story out of that.
Yeah,
that was good.
And it was the same thing with the Durfels, because the Durfels have so many people in that band, that family, that are up on stage at the same time. There's like 7 or 8 of them. You know what I mean? So you've got to have wide angle, multiple angle shots to be able to cover all of that stuff. And you did a fantastic job on that, man. The videos came out great. And again, folks, conchrecords.com. You can go and check out all these videos and see what kind of world-class entertainers and performers we have here locally in the Florida Keys. And almost each year, somebody new comes along. You know what I mean? And recently,
great.
Yeah, who was really, really good. And one of those guys I want to mention really quick is John Shula from up in the Upper Keys. He kind of took he took the trop rock thing, he took the classic rock thing.
He's a talented guy.
And he molded it into like 90s rock, some grunge. He mixed the grunge in with the trop rock and everything else that we love down here. And he's got a niche himself now where, you know, he's Fuel, Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, those kind of music, Soundgarden. He kind of islandifies those tunes.
But
and
you
it's
know
really
what?
cool.
People know him in Tavernier and they know him in the Upper Keys. They don't know him down. Well, they know him as far down. He plays in Layton. He plays over at the Lobster Crawl.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
and he plays down at the Marriott.
Yeah, and he plays at the Florida Boy every now and then too, from what I hear. Yeah.
But see, guys like John and all the others that are in town will have an opportunity to play in front of people that have never heard of them before.
Exactly, and that's what's great about this music video festival that we're going to be having in January coming up. And
the last 2 times, no musician made any money. They just came for the music video. That was the main barter part of it. And they also got to perform in front of a large crowd.
But this year you got something else going on, don't you?
We got right up our sleeves here. What's going to be going on is the musicians, every single musician that registers, not bands, every single head that's there, and every production crew, camera operator, stagehand, audio engineer, so on. Everybody is going to equally divide up T-shirt sales, which are going to have admission pass on the front, which is going to be the admission ticket to get in.
Cool.
And
Nice.
and so all of that, take away the cost of whoever makes the T-shirts for us all, then they're all going to split that up. And that's not going to be chump change. We sold 1,500 T-shirts last time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, we had a kind
They're
of
probably what, 15, 20 bucks each?
well, you had to pay $20 to get in, or $15 and you get a
And you
T-shirt.
get a T-shirt. There you go.
So everybody got a
Yeah,
T-shirt.
So awesome.
And
That's really
however,
cool. It's a great idea.
Yeah, so the musicians are going to put money in their pocket that way, and the other way they're going to put money in their pocket is they're going to be out there grilling the hamburgers, hot dogs, bringing in the pizza, however it's all done at events like this, and then all the beer and wine and Kelly Brinzer, this is a shout out for you. You have extensive experience.
You rock, Kelly.
Yeah, and
21, 25 plus years at that Wild Bird Center, I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
she's the
been
one.
there.
She's the one that started it.
Exactly.
And she's the only one that's really consistently been
that's
there.
ever been there from
Last
day
25
one.
years.
We're talking about the Wild Bird Center.
Well,
in Marathon.
she worked as an intern or I don't know, out of school or something in the Wild Bird Center in Tavernier, where you're from.
Right.
And then they said to her, we need to expand. Would you like to open up Marathon? She said, sure, and she's been there ever since.
Yep.
So the money that's coming, a lot of the money that's coming from this event, and you know, beer money, anybody that comes in and drinks beer and wine could verify that there's a lot of dollars that go into there. But that's all going to be going towards the Wild Bird Center's effort in moving forward. It's called a Flying Forward program.
Nice.
So instead of being a mile down the road on a dirty roadway, it's hard to get out there to see them, they'll be closer up front to Crane Point.
Good stuff. Good
So
stuff.
there's all
going on
win-win
there.
stuff.
It is. It's all going on. So what we're saying, we're inviting right now all local musicians and artists and entertainers throughout the Florida Keys, from Key Largo to Key West. Please go to conchrecords.com, get a hold of Cliff, send him a message, shoot him a note, tell him you want to be involved with this music video festival coming up January 3rd through the 5th at the Marathon Amphitheater in Marathon, the Marathon Community Park. And Cliff, we're going to try to get some new people down. We're really going to try to get a lot of the folks from the Upper Keys this time, and also down in the Key West area too. The Key West area is a place that I really don't know a lot of folks down there, but of course, you know, being with Florida Keys Media, we do have this guy on the radio on Whale 99.5 and Sun 103.1. His name's Bill Hobie, and
Bill who? What's his name again?
Bill Hobie, that would be.
Okay.
And I'm sure he'll probably come and help us too.
Sure.
He'll be at the show. He'll be there with us at the amphitheater January 3rd through the 5th. I hope he's going to be there with us. But he would be a great person. He will know all the artists and entertainers down in Key West.
Well, isn't there a guy floating up there that goes by the name of King of Cool?
Well, yeah, his name's Joey Naples. That's my partner on Sun 103.1, and he's kind of an Upper Keys music guru himself, like I am. He knows them a lot, and of course, you know, on what is it? I think it's Wednesday. I can't remember what night it is. I think it's Tuesday night or Wednesday night. They do that jam night at the OV that Joey started about 4 or 5 years ago. I think
the
it was.
OV, yeah.
That place is packed.
Packed.
Every time they do that jam night, that place is packed. It is really awesome, and they're all locals again. They got the jam band. You see guys doing collaborations that don't play with each other all the time, and that's what's cool about it. It is, and that's what's really cool about all of these guys. They know each other, they can play together, and some phenomenal players. Jimmy Hawkins is a guy I'll mention from the Upper Keys. That guy, he's just amazing. Everybody knows him, loves him. Luke Summerglin, another one. Alan Truesdell. There's
One
so
thing
many
we're going to
guys.
try and do is get, instead of a band getting up there, we're going to have a guitar shoot-off
Just a jam session.
jam session.
Just-
You get Rick, Blues Fez, you get all the guys you mentioned.
You get Jimmy Hawkins up there with the guy Rick from
Scotty.
88 Blues Bands and Scotty from the Regs. Unbelievable.
It'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. It would be. So, folks, just save the date, January 3rd through the 5th. It's going to be an amazing day, not only for locals, but for visitors, too, and just for fun in the Florida Keys. And it's right after New Year's, too. So we'll all be ready. We'll be recovered from New Year's, and we'll be ready to get our party on again at the Music Video Festival going on in Marathon coming up January 3rd through the 5th.
Let me make a couple of corrections here. Number one is it's not if you're a musician that we don't know of, or you just recently moved down and you have some talent. Not only get a hold of me, but there's another option. Sheila Allen, who's Doug's wife. Doug Allen plays bass in a number of bands around. And Sheila is going to take the bull by the horn and make sure everybody is properly represented on in the Marathon Community Park come this first weekend of 2020. Conch Records got started, not necessarily by me, but we got to make sure Justin is named in it, because if it wasn't for him, we would not have a Rocket Man music video, which was the first one of all of them.
Yeah, no doubt. And God bless the Rocket Man. God bless his soul. No doubt about it, man. That guy, he touched my heart big time.
I talked to somebody last week who said we ought to make it a Rocket Man music video fest,
Rocket Man Memorial.
because it's going to be on the 8th anniversary
Oh my goodness.
of the
first video.
first one we did. Yeah.
God bless. That would be cool, man. That would be really neat. That would be cool.
As they say on the Florida Keys
Rocket
media.
Man, Rocket be smiling up to us from above, man.
Oh, he's
looking
smiling
down on
right
us.
now.
Yeah, he is, man. We love you, Rocket Man.
In his last days, all he wore was these Conch Records music
Exactly.
video fest,
Yeah,
because
man.
his name is on the
Yeah.
back.
So, we lost the Rocket Man not too long ago, and it was a very sad day in the Florida Keys, the day that we lost him, man, because he used to have this little museum. It was like a little microbus, a Volkswagen-like minibus. It was a Civil War museum, and he called it the smallest museum on wheels. He used to drive it around when I first met him down in Marathon. This was back in like 2001, 2002 is when I first met him, and he stuck me from the beginning, man. The guy was just really cool.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he was just a wonderful man, and he had a huge heart, and another one that just helped everybody that he possibly could, man. And folks, I want to tell you too that while we're sitting out here, we're up behind the Lime Tree Bay Resort in Layton right now.
About 70-degree weather outside?
Yeah, right. It's more like 170, I think, man. But that's if we look like we're sweating a little bit, we apologize. It's hot as Hades out here right now. But we're doing it. We're taking one for the team, baby. Taking one for the team, for the Conch Records and the Marathon and the Florida Keys Music Video Fest, right?
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Of which Doug Hitchcock is going to be a major part of.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You don't
It'll
want to
be
miss
fun.
that.
It'll be fun. And hopefully, I'm hoping I can talk Hobie into joining me, because him and I make one hell of a team. Yeah.
I think all of you guys ought to be part of it. We ought to get a hold of Rick Lopez and have him gather all you troops together, because we didn't mention Steve Miller or Leah Fox as well.
Yeah, Leah and Erica
And-
also. Erica down there.
And who's that tiny guy?
Tiny. Yeah, Tiny. He's the size of a house. My best buddy down there in Sugarloaf, at our studios down in Sugarloaf.
I love
Tiny.
his smile.
His name is Brian Schlaw. And again, one of the most kindest souls I've ever met in my life. No doubt about it. He will just do anything to help somebody, man. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
way Tiny is.
If he accidentally sits on you, he
Yeah.
will pick you up,
Exactly.
shake you
and
off.
now when we say Tiny, I'm going to just take a wild guess now. I'm taking a shot in the dark. He's about 6'8", and probably about 375 to 400 pounds. He's a big man.
He's a big man.
But his name's Tiny, because he's so cool. Yes, he is. But yeah, no, we'll get everybody. But anybody that's available
Yes.
that weekend will
Yes.
certainly come up and hang out and help out with us. And that'll be great, too. It'll be a fun
Even
time.
you out there, if you want to be involved, if you just like music, you want to be a volunteer, you want to just hang out, sell t-shirts for the musicians, whatever you want to do, get a hold of us. And again, the contact information will be right at the bottom of your screen.
There you go, man. Yes, indeed. Cliff, it is always a pleasure, sir. Even
My
when
pleasure.
it is 180 degrees out here on the beach behind the Lime Tree Bay Resort in Layton, here in the heart of the Florida Keys.
Did you catch a drip for me?
Yeah, there we go. Got it.
Thank
Got
you.
it. Mine's all been going down into my eyeballs. Can't see it behind my glasses, but my eyes are watering and burning right now. Yes, they are.
Reporting live from the Florida Keys.
It's Dougie, it's Cliff, and please remember, save that date, January 3rd through the 5th, Marathon Amphitheater, Marathon Community Park, the Florida Keys Music Video Fest.
As Mr. Marathon says, till next time.